We are at the Jackson Candy and Fudge Factory with manager Claudina Kestner. And to me, this is the best time of the year to come to the Candy and Fudge Factory because of the smells and all the seasonal treats you have.
Oh, yes. Yes, it always smells so wonderful in here. We get that a lot. It smells so good in here, and it does, especially when we have everything going.
Yeah, and it's a full kitchen. It's amazing. They make a ton of stuff here. And congratulations, by the way. It's your 7th anniversary.
It is, yes. Yay, so excited. Wow. It has been such a treasure here in Jackson, this business and just the building itself. There's just so much history, and I love going through the history with the customers and having customers come in here and say, oh, I remember when this was a pharmacy or a barbershop. So yeah,
and it's so authentic that there are customers that come in that could swear they came to this candy store 80 years ago.
Yes, yeah.
But they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Maybe 7 years ago.
Yes, 7 years ago is more accurate.
All right, so fall, the season for apples, caramel apples, caramel this, caramel that. Pumpkins, pumpkin spice. It's in the dictionary now. It's officially a flavor.
Oh, all right. Well, we have that flavor just fresh this morning on our table.
Now, we're going to be making one of the popular products here today.
We are. We're going to be making, you're going to get your hands dirty, and we're going to get in the kitchen, and we're going to make caramel apples. We haven't had those in a couple of years. You know, the one year we had COVID, and so that we kept things really minimal that year, but we're bringing things back.
All right, well, I'll get my hands caramely. I'm not dirty, but caramely. But also, we've got to make some products to fill this display. Tell us about all the things you have going on behind us.
Yes, we have more fall flavors coming out. We have gifts, large and small. I talk about our gifts a lot on the show, and so we have some gifts. We have some of those fall flavors that people like, and so a little bit of everything.
A lot of reasons to shop in the fall. We've got Halloween coming up, then there's Thanksgiving, we've got tailgates. There's a lot of things that you guys have that are going to make those events perfect.
Yes, and then don't forget also in October, we have Boss's Day.
And Sweetest Day.
Boss's Day. I mean, I personally, I'm not trying to earn any brownie points, but I do have one of the best bosses. Yeah. World's best boss.
And Margot, Emma, your boss, it's Boss's Day coming up next month. Okay, they seem excited.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready to get to work?
We're ready to get to work, yes. Let's do this.
All right.
All right.
Well, this really is a candy and fudge factory. It's got all kinds of candy and fudge factory items that you would find in a kitchen, including, I smell caramel, Claudina.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff. I tell my customers I'm a caramel girl. So if you want any kind of recommendations, I'm going to suggest caramel. That's always going to be my go-to, and so I'm so excited to do these caramel apples.
I am too, because I grew up in Vermont, and I've talked to Brian about this many times. Vermont's an apple state just like Michigan, and that was just so much a big part of fall for us. And the caramel apples, it wouldn't be fall without them. So right. I've tried making them at home. I can't, but I understand Brian's been to the orchard, and so he's got a supply of fresh apples, and you're going to show me how to make them?
Yes.
And then I'm going to try one.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. So we already have our apple cleaned. You know, they do put a preservative on the top to kind of keep them from getting infested and everything. So the key to that is getting that wax and all the material off that. And then, so they're already dried at room temperature, so we should be ready to dip. We have our caramel right in here. So we're going to dip it down into the caramel and then kind of give it, rock it side to side a little bit so it can get up on the sides. And then we have a spatula here that will help assist with that also. And you don't want to cover the apple entirely. You want to use a little bit, you want to be able to see a little bit of the apple right around the stick. Another good reason why you want that wax off is because if it's not, it's going to cause the caramel to slide off the apple. We have it covered. Look at that drizzle.
Wow.
Look at it just ooze off of there. All right. So we're just gonna take our spatula and we're just going to wipe off the extra that comes off. All right.
It's a lot of caramel. Are these recommended for people that have braces?
Probably not. I had braces and I was advised to stay away from gum and all of that sticky candy.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
so that is that. But then if you want to take it a step above, you can add different sprinkles on it, nuts. So we will have a variety on the shelves with sprinkles and chocolate chips and sea salt. So if this is how you like it, then that's fine.
Okay.
But let's take it one step above. Right here, we have a pitcher right here full of chopped peanuts. Now what you want to do is you want to not necessarily roll it, but take your fingers in there and just scoop it up and press it on.
There's a lot more to this than I imagined. Maybe that's why I haven't been successful at home. Years ago, we would unwrap and then melt on the stove Kraft caramels.
Oh yes, I remember that. Yes, that was hard, unwrapping all of those caramels and not eating them. Yes, that's great memories from my grandparents.
Yeah, you'd unwrap a whole bag and you'd have about half left that you didn't eat, and then that was enough to maybe cover one apple.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That sounds pretty accurate. All right. And we're almost there. And you want to just kind of press firm so that the peanuts will adhere to the caramel. And you want to do that process pretty quickly. All right. All right. And then we will set it on. We have some parchment paper here. And we'll sit it on there to dry. And then we'll wrap it.
Okay.
So,
Looks pretty easy.
You think you got that?
Well, most of it.
Okay.
All right. I'll put the gloves on. I'll trade.
Okay. You want to do nuts, or would you like to try some sprinkles?
Oh, sure. Why not? Sprinkles. It looked
Okay.
like nuts were a little hard.
Okay. So there's your apple. And it's pretty shallow, so you feel free to dip it all the way down and.
It's hot.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I feel pretty good about this one, Claudia.
All right, so go ahead and just start raising it up, and then you'll want to take your spatula to kind of start scraping off the bottom. All the ooze that's going to come off.
Is that good?
All right.
Okay.
That should be
we got
good.
some more.
All right. So now we're just going to bring it right over here to our pail.
Okay. Stick it in the
Stick it in there. And then you'll use your other hand just to kind of scoop it up. And then feel free to just press it right into the caramel.
You're right, you gotta move fast.
You do. I've realized that when I start using the caramel and the fudge, you do have to act fast.
Well, I don't know. It looks like. Put this, we'll hide that part in the back. Oh, now we gotta hide this part in the back. It looks easier than it is. Maybe I should have chosen the nuts. Well,
It looks festive.
there. Not bad.
That's going to be a yummy, yummy treat.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Good job.
Awesome. Great.
All right.
Caramel adds a lot of weight.
Yes, it does.
And then you can lick the gloves afterwards.
You sure can.
All right, so this is a limited time feature of
Yes.
the Jackson Candy and Fudge Factory. How long are you gonna have these?
We'll see. We'll see how they go. I've been getting the word out to the customers And so we'll have a post on Facebook and Instagram also, and this video. So we'll see. We've got people that are pretty excited about it. So probably a couple of weeks.
I think someone is going to come in and they're going to want to buy these two specifically.
I think so.
Because they might have a little extra caramel and nuts and candy.
Yep.
Yeah. And if someone wants like a gift basket that includes the caramel apples, you've got some already made up?
We can, yes, we can do that.
Nice. So for 7 years, what's the celebration? What are you going to do?
Well, we have some extra prizes on our wheel. You know, we love children, yeah. So we have some extra prizes on that. And then Saturday, we're going to bring one of our workers, Miss Emma. She's my daughter. Okay. She's a fabulous artist. I really wanted to get her involved in Bright Walls, but she wasn't quite old enough yet. So, but she's pursuing art, and we're going to have her in Saturday for a couple of hours to do some face painting.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
With
so
caramel?
she'll be able to explore that other part of her. She's great in the kitchen. She's very creative, and
well, it's always a blast to come to the Jackson Candy and Fudge Factory. Thanks for
thank you
hosting us, and thanks for teaching me how to make real caramel apples.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming on.
You bet. 7 years, big anniversary. Thanks to owner Brian Surgener, Claudina Kestner, and her great team, including Emma and Margot and all.
And then we have a couple new girls too. So yes, we just have an incredible team. I honestly couldn't do it without them.
Well, thanks for all the great work you do, all the fudge making, candy apple making, and everything else you make here. The Jackson Candy and Fudge Factory on the corner of Elm and East Michigan.